Hey guys, I'm really sorry for the lack of videos lately. I've come down with a really nasty cough and congestion and headaches just about every other day for the past week now, and video making has kind of taken a hit because of that. I wanted this video out around 5 days ago, but at the very least, I'm finally getting it to you now. So today, we're going to be discussing the best weapon set in Season of the Deep, the 5-year-old Last Wish weapons, which became craftable and have updated perk pools as of this season. This will be from a PvE player's perspective, and if you enjoy PvE content here in Destiny 2, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into this. Now, to kick things off, usually I go over how to farm these weapons out, but I'm sure most of you already know about the Cali farm. You won't be able to run that farm again until I believe the first Tuesday of next month anyways, so your best bet right now is to just run the raid normally every single week, get your secret chests each run, and do the Hawthorne quest for the guaranteed red borders. If you do want to know the Cali farm, if you don't already, for when that rolls around, I'll leave a link in the description that explains everything about it, but without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the weapons. Age-Old Bond. This weapon out of the 8 total is one of the guns that had the biggest glow up in my opinion. I think we can all agree that high impact frame autos are pretty damn bad in PvE, however Age-Old Bond comes with a perk set that will definitely intrigue you at the very least. Taking a look at the perks, you can already see what I'm talking about. Repulsor Brace in the first column with Destabilizing in the second. This is a fantastic combo as it's going to let any class with any build get void overshields just by playing the game normally and killing enemies. You get a layer of survivability as well as a bit of ad clear at the same time, which is fantastic. If you're someone that wants to build this gun specifically for Gerfalcon Hunter, which I've seen a few people mention during my streams, I'd recommend going with a Repulsor Brace paired with either Kill Clip or Target Lock, since you're not going to need to make your enemies volatile. Outside of those two roles, yeah, you have Fourth Times and Focus Fury, or a fairly fun role like Dragonfly and Kill Clip, but this weapon is a high impact frame, so I recommend just leaning into what makes it unique, or it isn't really worth equipping. Supremacy. I gotta say, Supremacy becoming one of the best snipers in the game definitely wasn't on my bingo card, yet here we are. This weapon is a rapid fire frame kinetic, and it comes with a perk combination that can allow you to fire upwards of 60 plus shots in a row without reloading. It's pretty crazy. The role is of course rewind rounds and Fourth Times, but don't let that be the only one on your radar. Here we can also get rid of some of that sustained damage by swapping out Fourth Times with either Focus Fury or Bait and Switch to get a nice boost in damage for those DPS phases that aren't quite going to let you get 60 shots off in a row because there aren't that many. All in all, this is a very nice pickup for those that run dungeon and raid content, and this is a sniper that I highly recommend you get crafted at some point. Nation of Beasts. When I heard the rumors that the Last Wish weapons were going to be getting a refresh, this was the weapon I was most excited about as someone that used to use it all the time back in the day. So did the refresh live up to the hype? Well, I didn't quite get what I was wanting in terms of perks, but I'd say that it's pretty solid overall. The role I personally will be crafting is probably Dragonfly and Volt Shot, just because I think the combination is silly of both an explosion and a jolt of lightning that kills my enemies. Of course, you could go with Dragonfly and Explosive Payload, which is a step up from the old curated role, but man, I'm really sad that Bungie didn't let us put both Volt Shot and Explosive Payload together. That's what I was mainly hoping for, but what we ended up getting isn't too bad either. Hand cannons can't exactly compete with SMGs in the primary weapon space right now, so I'd say that you should just craft this one for fun. Apex Predator. Oh yeah, this rocket quickly went from 0 to hero with the newest season because once it was a rocket that would annoy you every single time you got it to drop, and nowadays people are just foaming at the mouth for the red borders of it, so why is that? Well, while not quite as good as the new dungeon rocket for DPS, it still ranks highly among all rockets in the game thanks to its frame and its very good perks. I'd say it also stands out because not everybody is going to be able to get a good roll on the dungeon rocket because you can't craft it, it's 100% RNG. So the Apex Predator is a very nice avenue if you're wanting a really good meta rocket that you can get guaranteed because of crafting. Now, for a more general use of the rocket inside of raids, for example, I think reconstruction and bait and switch is going to do wonders. Running this role while swapping between rocket shots and Izanagi shots would definitely result in some really high damage, and that's what I'm going to be going for here personally. Now, for those running the new dungeon like you see in the background, it might not be a terrible idea to roll with tracking module on this rocket for the final boss that can sometimes move around a bit. Tracking combined with frenzy or explosive light or bait and switch can be really nice here, so do keep that in mind. Although it is a niche situation in the grand scheme of things, this dungeon is something that a lot of people are farming currently, so you might want to use it. Tyranny of Heaven. Wow, okay, this bow just got a very fun upgrade this season, and traditionally, I would just say use an exotic bow because exotics are much better than the legendaries, but I do feel that in this case, you might want to go out of your way to pick this one up. Tyranny of Heaven can now get both Explosive Head as well as Incandescent as a perk roll. This means that when you're not killing enemies, you're getting a flat damage boost, and when you are killing enemies, you're causing them to combust and spread Scorch to others. No matter what, you're benefiting here, and that's what's important. Of course, we also have fun rolls like Dragonfly and One For All, or maybe Pugilist and Swash, but Explosive Head and Incan is definitely my recommendation here. It'll definitely make it feel like a diet exotic, similar to the Zali's Bane from King's Fall. Chattering Bone. I'm not really much a fan of pulse rifles inside PvE, they just don't really do it for me aside from the BXR from Dares, but Chattering Bone isn't all that bad. It gets some really cool perk combinations like Kill Clip and Rampage, maybe Kill Clip Trimmers. It also has Rapid Hit, which you can pair with those perks, probably best with Trimmers, and overall it might just be a good option when dealing with champions inside of GM content. I don't think I ever see myself using this in casual PvE content myself, but it isn't bad by any means, and if you are a pulse rifle enjoyer, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Transfiguration. Out of all the weapons we talk about today, this is probably the only one I don't really like. It's a kinetic high-impact scout rifle, and these have never really done it for me. It comes with some really nice perks, like Demo, Rapid Hit, Rampage, and Rewind in the first column, which you can combine with Trimmers, Explosive Payload, Kill Clip, and Adrenaline. As you can see, the perk rolls are just phenomenal, but I can't get over how clunky and how overall just bad these weapons feel in PvE. Maybe Rewind rounds and Trimmers for GM content, Rampage Kill Clip for casual, and Demo Explosive could be fun too, but I don't see myself ever using this one personally. TECHEUN Force. Our final weapon of the set, this weapon I feel had one of the biggest glow ups compared to the others, as it essentially has become a legendary version of Merciless thanks to one of the new perks that came this season. This is one of the first weapons I crafted and leveled, and what I personally went with here is Reconstruction, although Rewind is very good too, mainly for those DPS phases, and also we have Controlled Burst. Now, Controlled Burst gives your weapon 20% more damage and an even faster charge time if you land all your shots in a burst on target. It's very good when combined with the Wither Horde on a raid boss situation where you run out of rocket ammo or whatever your main DPS is. I'd put this one in the same category as Chill Clip Fusions and Snipers as a really great option to lean on when you have nothing else to DPS with. 100% make sure you craft this weapon as you do not want to miss out. And with the TECHEUN Force reviewed, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me today. Again, I'd like to apologize for the video being so extremely late. I'm sure this one quite won't get as many views as my last two since I've been gone a while, but any kind of support means much more than you could know. Videos from here on out won't have such a large gap between them now that I'm feeling somewhat better, even though my voice is kind of still giving me trouble, so expect more very soon, as well as my usual YouTube streams that I've been doing as well. Anyways, let me know what you all think about these weapons in the comments below. And before ending things off, I'd like to give a shout out to my Patreon and YouTube supporters for helping keep the channel up and running. In Tier 2 and up for Patreon, we have Admis, Serenity, Austin, Cinco, and Galumia. And for my Tier 2 YouTube members, we have BWC, Alex Miser, Hank the Tank, Bluesman, Aldo Martin, 𝗷𝗓𝗓𝗦𝗧𝗏, Imposter, Repulsive Potato, Brandon Fisher, Ram, Irvin Hornby, Mad Ghost, Salty, Nimble Fox, Mamimi, Clear, Angel, Ben McClellan, Mayhem Gaming, and Serenity once more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.